Alright, if anybody's watching, say hello to me in the chat. If you're watching me on Facebook, Twitch, or Periscope, I should see your chats. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, Picarto, and Instagib. If you're watching me on Picarto or Instagib, I will not see your chats. And we're not streaming on YouTube. I've had it with YouTube. I'll do some streams on YouTube, streams that don't involve movies or cartoons. I'm sick to death of YouTube's copyright hellhole. I'm constantly getting hit for copyright, for non-legitimate copyright claims that I have to appeal. I always win, but I still have to go through the process. Before we get started with the movies, I have some giveaways here for donors at different donation levels. This is all stuff from my personal collection, and if you make donations at certain levels to 50th Street with using the link below, there should be a link below the video that shows you how and where that will take you to the place at Streamlabs where you can make donations. If you don't see a link there, then you can see the text here on screen at the bottom of the screen. Let's get started. If you make a donation at the $20 level, if you donate at $20, you can get a copy of the Manos, The Hands of Fate coloring book, written and illustrated by me back in 2014. I think it was 2014. Yes, 6 years ago. At the $20 level, if you donate to 50th Street at the $20 level right now, you can get a Manos, The Hands of Fate coloring book. Likewise, you can, I will gift you any of a number of unusual cube puzzles that I've collected over the years. It's a 3x3x4 made by Cubes for You. Here's a magic cube from QJ. It turns on the corners instead of the sides. Here is what is called a windmill cube by Mefferts. They call it Mefferts Challenge. This design is called a windmill. It rotates on the edge corners, and then here is a 3x3x7 really bizarre puzzle that I wanted to try out. It's also by Cubes for You, the C4U sticker there. It's something I wanted to try out. Turned out to be I wasn't interested in it. Plenty of other people are. There's some other cube puzzles to choose from as well. Those are the $20 levels. Donating, this as well. Donating at the $20 level right now, you can get this bobblehead of Dominique the Devil Girl in the original package. There's a drawing over on the side. Nice little retro design knickknack from Funko. It is not a Funko Pop figurine, but it is from Funko. Alright, moving on to the $50 donation level. Donating to 50th Street. Using the link below the video, donating at $50, you can get Darth Maul. The Darth Maul bust made of vinyl, still wrapped. It is a container, actually. The plastic is keeping his head on. The top of his head comes off. It's called a container. Sometimes it's called a cookie jar. I've had it for, well, since the prequel movies. So 20, 25 years? More than that, yeah. 25 years, I guess. And there's the genie bottle. I have more than one of these. This is a more frequent acquisition. It has a slight green tint to the glass. The glass is transparent. Can you see through it? Not really. Here in real life, you can see through it easily. On camera, it just looks black almost. $50, a $50 donation, you can get the authentic Genie bottle from Jim Beam. Again, at the $50 level, the $50 donation level, you can get the Battlestar Galactica board game from 1978. A $50 donation right now, using the links below, you can get the Battlestar Galactica board game by Parker Brothers from 1978. The thing that's interesting about this one is it includes everything, or I should say what's interesting about this copy. It includes everything is there, but it's unpunched. Everything is unpunched. The playing cards and the playing pieces are unpunched. It gives it extra collector's value. These giveaways that I'm making here, and again, these are from my personal collections. These are not the property of 50th Street Studios. If you make a donation to 50th Street Studios at these levels, I will gift you these things from my personal collection. These items are not, the giveaway levels are not based on the dollar value of these items. You could find these things on eBay, I'm sure. In fact, I know you can, for considerably less than the donation values I'm naming here, but that's not the point. The point is to make donations to 50th Street Studio, and I will gift you items from my collection. Those are the $50 levels, and I have a couple of $100 items here, $100 donation level items. If you donate at $100, you can choose the Iron Giant Power Hero toy, complete with the original box, all accessories. It's a posable figure. I'd hesitate to call it an action figure. A posable figure. His knees bend, his legs, his hips bend a bit, his arms bend, and he talks. Let's turn him on here. Okay, he's supposed to talk. Hogarth friend, he says. Rawr, yeah, he says. I think somebody's at the door. Let me go see. I'll be right back. I have the wall closed up here. I can't see the door. So if there was somebody there, I missed them. Anyway, donating at the $100 level, you can choose to take the Iron Giant Power Hero toy, it's called. And it comes with all these extras pictured here, including a little Hogarth to sit on his shoulder. What do we have here? Okay. Someone just told me that the Facebook stream isn't working. Is the Facebook stream running and it just doesn't have the link, or okay. Let me see. Yeah, I know who that came from. So the Facebook stream is straight up not running. Let's see. Let's see. let's go to view it as a page visitor. If the stream is just not running at all, that's bad. Yeah. No, there it is. I see it. I see it running. Is the chat not working? Is that what the problem is? It looks like I didn't add the link to the description. Facebook is so problematic. I'm going to add a link to. Let me see if I can comment here and see if it shows up in my chat, my restream chat. Yeah, there it is. Chat should be working. Yeah, Miranda, you should be able to chat with me on the Facebook stream. It's streaming on the Saturday Public Domain page. Let me see if I can find a link. Oh, I know I can find one. Yeah, I can get a link to us here. Oh boy, Streamlabs makes me log in. Oh, there we go. I'm going to add the link to the chat. And I misspelled donate. I've done that many times in the past. Misspelled donate without being aware of it. I write Dante instead of donate, which makes no sense at all. But okay, the stream on Facebook is working. Hey Miranda, yeah, I see your chat now. Facebook link isn't working. Yeah, it looks like I didn't add the Streamlabs donation link to the Facebook description this time. Yeah, I appreciate your donation. Yeah, next time you come over, we can talk about a giveaway item for you. But let me finish going through these. So you're definitely watching on Facebook, but I don't see anyone on the list here. So who knows who's watching? Who knows how many people might be watching? Whatever the case, I'm actually going to start over with the giveaway levels. Donating at the $20 level, you can choose a Manos: The Hands of Fate coloring book. You can choose any one of a number of cube puzzles that I've collected over the years. And at the $50 level, you can choose Darth Maul, a vinyl container or cookie jar, whatever you want to call it, still in its original plastic wrap. You can choose the Genie bottle from the I Dream of Genie TV show, from authentic 1960s from Jim Beam. Also at the $50 level, you can choose the Battlestar Galactica 1978 board game with cards and playing pieces unpunched. And donating at the $100 level, you can choose the Iron Giant Power Hero toy with original box and all accessories. And he talks. I think that's all he says. Yeah, just those two things. And his eyes light up when he talks too. Where's the button? There it is. Yeah. All right. The microphone is working, I assume. I have a lapel mic this time instead of the desk mic. The very lapel mic that I found while unboxing stuff during the 12-hour marathon. And also at the $100 level, a set of 36 Copic markers that was gifted to me years ago, which I've never used. These are double-ended markers. One end has a hard point, and the other end has a paintbrush. And there are 36 of them. Donating at $100 level, a complete set, 36 Copic markers. What does it say? Limited edition, black body, fine nib, super brush nib, 25th anniversary. Yeah, it's a 25th anniversary edition. It has all the colors listed by name there, listed by number. That's your $100 level. Let me know that the microphone is working. It says it is. I see the level going up and down when I talk. We'll start the movie here shortly. 7:13, coming up on 7:15. I thought I heard somebody at the door a few minutes ago. I don't know if there was somebody there. If it was, I couldn't get around. I couldn't get around over there quick enough to see if there was somebody actually there. I will start the movie. It's coming up on 15 minutes past 7 here in Pacific time. We're playing TOBOR the Great. There we are. There's a screen grab from about halfway through the movie. This is a movie that we saw during the 12-hour marathon over the weekend. Excuse me, on Thursday. It was Thursday that I did that. Those 12 hours went by real fast. It wasn't a hardship at all for me. I never really got tired. I pretty much enjoyed it all the way through. All day, we only had 2 donations. We had 2 $5 donations from a new follower named Slapped Silly, and from an old friend named Javier from El Salvador. Tonight, I wanted to solicit more donations, so that's why the stuff is coming out of storage. I have my Dr. Pepper. I have my nose spray. I have my disinfecting wipes. I have my Kleenex over here. I'm ready to go. The door is locked. And we will start the movie. Anybody who's watching, please say hello right now. Even Miranda. If let me know you're still here. And I will press play on the movie. Here we go. TOBOR the Great. Again, this is a movie that we saw during the 12-hour marathon on Thursday. It's a movie that I watched through some time ago when I was looking for movies to show. Miranda says hello. Hi, Miranda. Thank you for being here. See, I need to have friends watching with me here. Darth Maul with me. And Dominique. And why not? This is a film that I watched when I was looking for movies to put on the schedule for the Saturday public domain movies. And I showed it during the 12-hour marathon on Thursday. Not a good movie. Pretty dumb.
This is a story of the future,
Yeah.
but not the very distant future. It is a story that might have taken place the day after tomorrow. Like all stories of the future, however, its beginnings lie far back in the past. As far back as the first man on Earth to gaze at the stars and wonder if someday, somehow, he might travel to them.
This is all irrelevant and
Travel
unnecessary.
through space. In the years following the Second World War,
I actually
two
like
basic
this
patterns
image of
began
Earth
to
rotating
influence the growing science
among the
of
clouds.
space travel. Rockets or guided missiles grew larger and larger.
It's a V2.
Atomic power
not a
plants
space rocket.
grew smaller and smaller, compact enough to be contained in a submarine.
A nuclear submarine.
Finally, in a rocket ship.
Not a rocket.
Immediately,
to
by special order of the President,
Just a
a new
V2.
agency was formed. CIFC. Civil
CIFC.
Interplanetary Flight Commission.
Have your badge ready.
So, with almost unlimited funds voted by Congress, this
Almost
commission
unlimited.
began its task.
not
Research
quite.
in new
Almost.
fissionable materials. More research in non-fissionable metallic alloys to make rocket tubes that would not be melted like wax by their own atomic blasts. Sometimes mishaps occur,
Oh!
and men paid for them with their lives.
Yeah, there's nobody in it.
But the work went on. Experiments in celestial navigation. Astrophysics. Aerodynamics.
Yeah, I want to know what's going on
Until
in that
finally,
observation
only one
port hanging from
obstacle
the ceiling.
remained.
That's the thing. That's the thing that catches my attention
As
every
our
time I see
story
this.
begins,
I want to see
turned
up
out
in
to be
there.
the oldest obstacle in the history of mankind. The human factor.
Got an email from DeviantArt. Yeah, see, I want to know what's going on up there. That's the most interesting thing in the picture to me. A little round control. Oh, I see somebody moving up there. Yeah, there's definitely somebody up there. I think that's who we were seeing. I think that little control panel right there. Does the microphone sound better than it was last time? Is the microphone less noisy? Is my voice better? I was watching the playback a little bit, and the microphone seemed weak. I'm using this little lapel mic that I found, that I unboxed from storage during the 12-hour marathon. I don't know if maybe I actually used it before. I remember the thing. It's been an awfully long time and I've forgotten about it. Okay. We get it. Oh, Miranda says it's much better. Good. Good. We've got the movie audio going direct to the stream. And my microphone is right on my chest here. So good. It's good to know that it works. This guy's not happy.
Down! Down! Start to reduce speed. Not too fast. Now see here, Dr. Harrison. No run. Steady. Slower. Slower.
I'm making many of the same comments I made last time. I'm repeating myself. Can't expect to write original material every time.
Really, Dr. Harrison, this is intolerable. Dan! Dan, are you all right? Dan, snap out of it!
Duh.
Yeah, Doc. Yeah. Dan, how do you feel?
Poindexter has to smoke his pipe.
Guess so. Must have blacked out. Sit tight and take it easy. Now get him out of there and over to the hospital.
Actually, it doesn't look like it's even lit.
Any real danger?
Under under other forms of government, men are deliberately killed or crippled every day in experiments like this. Well, I won't stand by and see manslaughter become policy here.
I resent that implication. These men are volunteers.
It's too bad. The commissioner was most anxious to have this test carried out to the extreme so that he could discuss the results with Professor Nordstrom.
Well, you can tell the commissioner and Professor Nordstrom. Never mind, I'll tell him myself.
Oh, I wanted to hear what four-letter words he was going to tell them to go do to themselves. There's the KIF headquarters.
The commissioner's office. Oh, good morning, General. Yes, Professor Nordstrom's with the commissioner now. No, I'm sorry. Dr. Harrison, what's the matter?
I want to see the commissioner.
I'm sorry, he's with Professor Nordstrom.
Miss Biggett, copies, please, for Professor Nordstrom, please.
I want to see you.
In just a few minutes, Harrison. I can't talk to you at the moment.
You don't have to. Just listen. I resign as of now.
Harrison, what in the world's wrong with you?
I told you once before that I'm not going to stand by anymore and watch human beings being turned into guinea pigs.
My dear Harrison, the uncovering of knowledge must always involve risk for pioneers. Fortunately, there are always men and women ready to take those risks. Now, you know that as well as I do.
That's not the point, and you know it. We shouldn't even be considering the use of test pilots in this first experimental ship. It's not only inhuman, it's unscientific and unintelligent.
That's quite enough. We'll resume this discussion later on.
I was hoping you would punch the guy.
My, you are in a state.
There's my pass, staff card, and the badge. You can send my papers down to the hotel.
Just a moment, Doctor. You can't leave the building without your exit pass, you know.
Yes?
Dr. Harrison, this is Gilligan of Transglobal News. I'm down in the lobby.
Little
As far as
buddy.
I'm concerned, you can stay there.
Well, hold on, Doc. All I want to know is what's going on between you and Professor Nordstrom.
Nothing. Yes?
This is the Washington Globe, Dr. Harrison. We're trying to contact Professor Nordstrom.
Hi, Cherry. Cherry Round just came in.
Look, if
Yes,
this is a
TOBOR.
gag, it's not very funny. I've never even met Professor Nordstrom, and there's no reason to suppose that I ever will.
Wow, he's losing friends left and
Dr.
right.
Harrison?
Yes. Are you by any chance going to talk to me about Professor Nordstrom?
Why, yes, in a way.
Well, let me tell you this. A, he isn't here. B, I don't know where he is. C, I've never met him. And D, I don't want to.
3 misstatements out of 4, Doctor. That's a bad average for a man of science. You see, I am Professor Nordstrom. And I'm very glad to meet you at last.
You are? Why?
Because I've followed your career with interest, and we see eye to eye on a subject with which I'm particularly concerned.
We do? I don't get it.
Cherry says g'day.
Perhaps a
Well,
little
good
more
day.
seclusion might be a good idea. You mind if I make myself comfortable?
Go ahead.
Oh, Miranda
Well,
switched
the
to
fact
Twitch.
is, Doctor, I overheard your little interview with the
I didn't notice that
CIFC
before.
director this morning. As I
Nothing
just
like
spent
dark
an
round
hour
sunglasses
telling him
indoors,
exactly
yeah.
what you told him so much more cogently in a couple of minutes, I was, well, interested to say the least.
You mean to tell me that you think they're wrong in trying to use human beings?
I know they're wrong. Before we can prepare men for the conditions they're going to meet in
You
extraterrestrial
consider
space,
that outburst
we've got to know what those
cogent.
conditions are. Not guess, but know.
That's what I've been telling them all along. But the problem of getting there and back to collect accurate data without the use of human pilots and observers is going to be a backbreaker.
On the contrary, I can almost say now that I have it solved. With your collaboration, I think I can convert that almost into an unqualified fact.
I think this movie has an agenda.
Your attention, please. Skyliner flight number 1 for Los Angeles will board at South Concourse, gate number 5, in 15 minutes.
So we can start work the moment we arrive, without all of those coils of red tape hampering us all the time.
Yes, I know what you mean. I suppose that sprang from the secret nature of the project in the first place.
Top secret. Someday before I'm too old, I look forward to working on a job where I don't have to burn the contents of my wastebasket every night.
Every
we can
night.
tell who might be hiding in the wastebasket.
Don't tell me your security regulations quarter 2, my boy.
Okay.
Nerd
You were saying you'd be able to show me
from
what you're
Cherry
working on
Round,
since
says
we arrived.
Ryan
I
Reynolds,
have
voiced
to.
by Vin Diesel. Yes.
Every minute counts now, because
Yes,
we
he
have
was.
to perfect my innovation before the commission is ready to send out its first ship. Now, if we don't...
Well, well. If it isn't Professor Nordstrom.
I don't know whether you remember me or not. Gilligan, science editor of Transglobal News Service.
You'll have to forgive me, Mr. Gilligan,
Miranda
but
says, I didn't know that.
I've met so many
Hashtag you learn
journalists
something
here
new
in
every day.
Washington.
Yep. Vin Diesel.
All you scientists are supposed to be absent-minded. Me, I'm trained never to forget
Oh,
a
this
face.
is Gilligan. Little
Afraid
buddy.
we're talking shop, Gilligan. That's what I figured. You're Harrison, aren't you? Of the Simple Interplanetary Flight Commission. No comment. Well, you were until you quit this morning. And what was that all about, Doctor? No comment. You two being together here at the airport. This anything to do with the trouble you've had with the commission, Professor?
I'm afraid I have no comment for that either. Now, why don't you leave us both alone?
Yeah.
Oh, take it easy, Doc.
Get lost, Gilligan.
Never can tell what kind of a story will gel when you big brains huddle together.
Like the one your syndicate released prematurely about the hydrogen bomb drops in the Pacific.
Ouch.
Or the atomic aircraft carrier engine.
Look, you're in the business of smashing atoms. I'm in the business of selling newspapers. If Uncle Sam doesn't know how to keep his own secrets, that's his tough luck.
It doesn't matter how much aid or comfort you give our potential enemies, or how many of our side eventually get killed.
Hold it, Ralph. Now listen, Mr. Gilligan.
You listen to me, Professor. You fellas can't go on dummying up like this indefinitely. Sooner or later, you've got to talk for the record. Look at it this way. The prospect of space travel in the immediate future is the biggest news story in the country today. Years and years of research, millions and millions of taxpayers' dollars have been spent building that first spaceship. Now, when it's just about ready to take off, what happens? One of the greatest scientific minds in the world, that's you, comes out and disagrees about how the ship's to be worked.
I was about to say, Mr. Gilligan, I'd be willing to make a statement.
I don't want a statement. I want facts. It's no secret in Washington that
Tell
the
him,
row
Clark.
was over your not wanting to use men on the first space trip. What the people of the United States want to know is what you propose using instead.
If I were prepared with the facts you're talking about now, I'd tell you. Only right now,
Suspicious
I'm not.
man in a coat and hat.
However, I will tell you this.
That can't be good.
Just 30 days from now, at my home in California, Dr. Harrison and I will tell all, or at least as much as circumstances at that time will allow.
I'll be there, Professor.
So will the science editors of, say, 11 other press services.
Well, I thought this was an exclusive. It ought to be.
Do the people of the United States read only Transglobal news releases, Mr. Gilligan?
Touche.
Your attention, please. Skyliner, flight number 1 for Los Angeles.
Cherry Round says
Now
also
boarding
if you
at
buy a new
South Concourse,
subwoofer for your
gate
HT,
number
the
5.
Iron Giant has some
That's
subsonic
our call,
parts
Professor.
where he jumps that are sublime. I'm going to be one of those crazy HT people as soon
I'll
as I can afford a house.
see you in California, Mr. Gilligan.
Okay. Okay.
Another man with round glasses.
Skyliner,
Suspicious.
flight number 1 for Los Angeles.
Crazy
Now
HT
boarding
people.
at South
What is
Concourse,
HT?
gate
Oh,
number
high
5.
tech. Well, I think 5 or 6 months from now, everybody will be able to afford a house. We're bringing back all sorts of trends from the 1920s. The Charleston, flappers,
Here we are.
infectious
Yes,
disease,
but where are we?
You'll see in a minute.
worldwide
You made good time, Carl.
economic depression,
runs good.
and I
This
dare
is my
say
own
union
invention.
solidarity.
A combination of sonic beam and
Oh, home
photoelectric
theater.
cell. The chance of
I guess
anyone else
I,
sitting on the same code of lights and sound impulses is
I guess I
practically
dated myself.
non-existent.
Just then.
I have a whole series throughout my premises.
You sound as proud of them as if they'd won the Nobel.
Marianne says, who doesn't want a home theater, honestly? It would be nice if they were free. They seem like an awful lot of trouble to install as well. I mean, the only reason I ever considered a giant TV was for this space. And that's not mine. This is the 50th Street Studios property. And you notice I haven't bought surround sound equipment to go with it. Professor's fancy secret code to get in his gate. All it takes is a ladder.
good to see you.
This is Dr. Harrison, Janice, my new colleague, my daughter, Mrs. Roberts, who runs this household with a rod of iron.
Dad, how do you do?
How do you do?
How do you do?
Wilkers, you got here just in time. Come on out in the house, Gramps. I got it all figured out. Gee, I'm glad you're here. Come on, I gotta show you.
We got company. This is my grandson, Brian, better known as Gadge. He likes gadgets, too, perhaps too fondly.
I've been calling him
Dr.
Timmy
Harrison,
this whole
who's
time.
going to work with me.
How are you, Brian? Or may I call you Gad?
Brian? I didn't remember
How
that
do
at
you
all.
do, sir? Come on, Gramps, I gotta show you. Come on.
You'll have to excuse me. This sounds urgent.
Jerry says if you're not going to do surround sound,
He's
just
the
2
grandson.
channel.
The father of
I've
the
got
boy
an old
was sent to
stereo.
Korea
I've got
6,
plugged
7 years
into it.
ago. The boy is an imp of Satan. But what a brain. He'll be a greater man than his grandfather.
Here's your comedy relief right here. This movie does something that really aggravates me. Every time the little boy comes on screen, they start playing childish
Gramps,
music.
I told you I had it figured out. Only first I gotta make myself as
One of
tall
my
as you are.
peeves. This kid doing everything, and he gets away with everything. Miranda says, "Did kids ever really say gee willikers?" And the men who wrote this movie, who were 60, 70 years old at the time, when they were little kids, probably somebody did.
Up until this
Jerry
moment,
says,
I thought
did.
I had invented the only
But only
burglar-proof
ironically,
lock.
yeah.
With only 2 people in the world, Carl and myself, sharing the secret of the combination. And how did you work it out, young man?
Oh, logarithms.
Do.
But I never went down the Gramps, honest. Not without you around.
Are you sure, Gadge?
Okay, Gadge. Come on,
Jimmy
Ralph.
Jillikers.
As long as he has it open, I may as well show you what's down there.
Can I come too, Gramps?
No, my friend, you cannot. But I think it's time you were getting to school.
I'm afraid it is, Gadge.
See, they let this kid get away with everything. He
What's
does
the time?
every single thing he's told not to do, he does, and they just roll their eyes.
Gimmicks. Always gimmicks.
Let's get out of here.
Comedy.
Wish I were down there with them. I wish I knew what Gramps was doing. I mean, this big job. Why won't he tell me?
I guess it's just too important, Gadge. Nobody knows but Carl.
And now this Harrison guy. Must be a pretty big job for him not to tell me. He
What's
never...
that?
Shh, listen.
Sherry Round says, I've said it so many times it's lost all meaning.
What is it? What is it?
Bugging the air duct.
Are you sure you won't change your mind, Gramps?
I'm sorry, Gadge. You know how much I'd like to have you down there tonight, but I just can't.
But why? I know just as much about electronics and stuff as those old guys from the newspapers.
They're not just old guys from the newspapers, Gadge. They're very distinguished scientific journalists representing the most important news services of the world. I will grant you this. You do know as much about electronics as they do.
But I still don't see why.
Well, although you have a searching mind and the courage of a grown-up scientist, you look like just what you are, an 11-year-old boy. And I'm afraid that the people we've invited here tonight under such secrecy might not be
Jimmy doesn't
adult enough
appreciate
to understand
any of
your presence here. That's why I have to pack you off to bed.
I understand, Gramps.
Good night.
Felicia
Thanks,
Day
Gadge.
is streaming. Too bad I can't watch. Bye, Felicia.
Well, I guess I won't be needing this anymore.
You see what I did there, huh?
Well, I see no reason why you
Electronics and
shouldn't
stuff.
hear what's going on.
Gee willikers! Thanks, Gramps!
Yeah, thanks, Gramps. See, Timmy gets away with everything. Caught him red-handed bugging the air ducts. And they just smile and look at each other and shake their heads.
Go ahead.
Hey, this is worse than crashing the Pentagon. When do we get in?
When I've checked all the papers and written down all the numbers.
Where's a phone booth when you need one?
Go ahead.
Got a shotgun? Does he have a shotgun? I believe he does.
All is in order. Thank you, my friend.
Your place certainly has a lot of charm, Professor.
It certainly does.
It's an amazing location for a laboratory.
That shot was running backwards.
This old
Timmy's
wine
eyes
cellar
were
was precisely the reason
blinking
that I bought
backwards.
this place. It's ideal both for security and to protect
I
our
hate it when
delicate
editors do
equipment from
that.
surface
You
vibration.
can always tell.
And now I think we'd better get started. Won't you be seated, gentlemen?
Mind if I sit here?
No, please do.
Mm-hmm. Making moves on the professor's daughter. Mm-hmm. Gilligan is sitting next to William Shallert there.
As you know, gentlemen, it is my contention, as well as Dr. Harrison's, that to man the first experimental spaceship with a living crew is a useless and unwarranted risk of human life.
Useless?
The research programs so far conducted by the Armed Forces and the Civil Interplanetary Flight Commission have been well planned and executed as far as they go. But they deal only with the easily deducible, obvious hazards of what we call space. Cosmic rays, disorientation, weightlessness, but they cannot guard against the unknown hazards. Without the results of actual observation and recording of data, no man can possibly know the conditions existing outside the atmospheric envelope of this Earth. He can only guess. And to me, the word guess cannot in any
That's why the
circumstances
early,
fit with the word science.
Space shots.
Now, you say you must have the results of
sent
actual
up
observation.
automated
Yet
equipment
you're
and
opposed
animals.
to sending human pilots to get them. Aren't you talking in contradictions, Professor?
No, Mr. Gilligan, as you will see for yourself.
Oh, Gilligan. Bang! Oh, sorry. Why does it have to look like a ray gun? And what's with the storage tube? This is just for the reveal.
What is it? What is it?
Fred Murray there in front. Is that Keenan Wynn? A lot of rigmarole for no reason. Miranda says the on button is the trigger. That seems unwise. Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, meet TOBOR, a childish joke of mine. Robot spelled backwards.
See, he shouldn't give away the.
Since this is your
the gimmick of
invention,
the title
Professor
like that.
Nordstrom, I suppose we can be sure this isn't just another movie Frankenstein.
You certainly can. In fact, the term robot is hardly accurate in spite of my joke. I would prefer to say an electronic simulacrum of a man.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gee willikers.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh, I gotta
Are
go.
you trying to tell us that this pile of tin could actually pilot a spaceship?
Exactly.
Now, you control this thing from that
William
box
Shallert is
by
talking.
some sort of electronic wavelength or something,
William
right?
Shallert is
At the moment, I do,
very,
Mr. Johnson.
very prolific
Well,
character actor.
How do you know that the wavelength will be powerful
He was
enough
in
to work
just about everything
outside the Earth's
in the
atmosphere?
1950s, 60s,
I
70s.
don't, sir. But
He
that
played
doesn't
Patty
matter
Duke's
very
father
much
on the Patty Duke
because
show.
I'm not going to need them there.
And for many
You
years,
see, Mr. Johnson,
he was
this control
president
system
of the
is only a
Screen
temporary
Actors Guild.
expedient to activate TOBOR during the early stages of his development.
And
From this point on, he will be guided by a totally
after
different
him,
method.
Patty Duke
How about a
became
little fill-in on
president
that,
of the
Professor?
Screen Actors Guild.
You mean something new, something we've never heard of?
On the contrary, gentlemen, I'm sure most of you have heard of it.
On the contrary.
Although I imagine few of you will believe in it. ESP, extrasensory perception.
You mean that stuff about projecting thought images by telepathy?
Mr. Gilligan, you're not too far off.
Yeah, I would be getting up and leaving at this point. This is a dumb movie. The
Here,
premise
gentlemen,
that it's based on
the
is
most
just...
intricate part of what I assure you is a highly sensitive mechanism. When that is activated, like this,
a really inconvenient spot that the professor can hardly reach.
Oh, he looks alive.
No, he doesn't.
that is an illusion, my dear, caused by reflected light in the eye tubes. And yet, in a way, TOBOR is alive. For even though much work remains before he's completed, he is already a sentient being. The sentience may be synthetic, but is there nonetheless. A necessary adjunct to the recording of all experiences our human space crews may later encounter.
Sentient being? You mean this thing can feel?
Well, let me put it another way. Even in his present unfinished state, TOBOR will react to emotional stimuli. Janice, help me with a little experiment, will you?
Yeah, get the girl up here.
Gentlemen, I assure you there's no collusion here.
That's what we came to see.
I'm merely going to ask Mrs. Roberts to approach TOBOR and feel friendliness toward him. Think goodwill, as it were.
Feel friendliness
You can do that,
toward
can't you, Janice?
I'll try.
All right, then go ahead. Just don't make any gestures. Just hold the friendship thought.
He does look almost kind, doesn't he?
It's kind of programmed TOBOR to be into chicks. Snip. Yeah, that proves a lot right there.
Thank you, Janice.
Well, Professor, you showed us.
Could you get a reaction from some other emotion, Professor? And from a stranger? Say from Johnston here.
Hey.
I think we could manage to do that.
Leave me out of this.
But why don't you make the experiment, Mr. Gilligan?
Yeah.
Do you suppose you could contrive to feel enmity toward TOBOR?
Yeah, I
Doing it
suppose so.
already.
Yeah, sure I could.
Very well, then. Suppose you get up and take one of those fire axes from the wall.
A convenient fire axe right behind you.
Now, if you will, walk around behind TOBOR. And hold the thought of enmity all the time. Deadly enmity.
Robot food. And Miranda says, just to prove there's no collusion, I'm going to bring up the only person in the room related to me. Yeah.
Well, there you have it, gentlemen. This time, the emotional stimulus was danger. The reaction, fear, instantly followed by anger. You have just witnessed the complete cycle of a synthetic instinct, self-preservation.
Yeah, you showed us, Doc. You know, I'm going to pause the movie here and talk about donations again. 50th Street Studio needs donations. If you're watching on Twitch, and directly below the video, there's a link to Streamlabs where you can make a donation. If you're on Facebook, come on over to Twitch, or just read the donation link right there. 50th Street is a nonprofit video and photo studio, in addition to a community gathering place. Every week we show free movies. Every Saturday at 7 we show a free movie here, or we were doing that before the apocalypse. So I'm asking for donations from viewers. At there are a number of donation levels at which you can receive giveaways from my personal collections here. These are my personal items here, and when you donate to 50th Street Studios at certain levels, I will give you the choice of one of several items. At the $20 level, you will get a copy of the Manos, The Hands of Fate coloring and activity book, written and illustrated by me in 2016. And also at the $20 level, you could get the Dominique Devil Girl bobblehead with the original box from Funko. Funko does other stuff besides those hideous Funko Pop collectibles, or they used to anyway. I don't know if they do new stuff now. Or you could choose any of a number of cube puzzles from my personal collection. I collected these for some time. Most of these I've either solved or given up on, and I have so many. I don't need all of them. At the $50 donation level, you could choose Darth Maul here, the bust of Darth Maul, in its original plastic wrap. The plastic wrap is keeping his head on because his head comes off and he acts as a container. He's often listed as a cookie jar. I don't know that I would want to keep cookies in a vinyl container, especially not one this old. He doesn't smell great. Also at the $50 level, you could choose the authentic Genie bottle from I Dream of Jeannie, a Jim Beam whiskey decanter from the 1960s. This one has a slight green tint to it. It doesn't come across all that well on camera. You can see it a little bit there. Miranda says I have another donation for you. I'll bring it by tomorrow or something. Okay, great. Yeah, and you can take your pick from the showroom, from our fabulous showroom. If, of course, the price is right. Also at the $50 donation level, you could choose to take the Battlestar Galactica home game. It's a board game, 1978 Battlestar Galactica board game. The thing that makes this particular item interesting is that all of the cards and the playing pieces are unpunched. They're in their original cardboard. They're the original off-the-shelf state. Now, I do have two items at the $100 level. You could choose for $100, a donation of $100, you could choose the Iron Giant Power Hero toy with the original box, all the accessories and inclusions. You can see all of the items that come with it. They're in the box. There's Hogarth that stands on his shoulder, and of course the Iron Giant talks. And you see his eyes light up when he screams. And as Cherry Round pointed out, that is the voice of Vin Diesel. Interestingly enough, I replaced the batteries. His back comes off with a screw, and he had his original batteries in him, which were dead, and thankfully they had not corroded. But I noticed that the battery... What am I doing here? I noticed that the battery brand was an odd off-brand called Vinnic. V-I-N-N-I-C. Coincidentally voiced by Vin Diesel. Miranda says, LOL. If he doesn't get bought, I think you know I have my eye on Darth Maul. No, I did not know that. I hadn't shown you Darth Maul. I pulled him out of the box just at the 12-hour marathon. And you haven't been here since then. Cherry Round asks, how many of the Manos coloring books do you have? I have maybe 10 of them. Yeah, I don't know. How many do I have? 10 or 12? Yeah, I have a small stack of them here. And but also, one other item. For a $100 donation, you could choose the box of 36 Copic sketch markers, 25th anniversary edition. These are These are paint markers. They have double nibs on them. Pull this out. They're double-ended. Looks like I'm about to do a magic trick. They have a sharp point on one end and a paintbrush on the other. Can you see it? Can you see it? I'm like doing a haul video on YouTube. Can you see it? Can you see it? There we go. Copic, 36 Copic paintbrush markers. Donation of 100. And that's it for donations. This Dr. Pepper is gone. I drank it, so it's not available. And that's it. I may pull out a few more things over time. I have some doubles of these cereal plush toys. There's a Count Chocula there. Yeah, I may sell those if they're popular. Nothing, 50th Street is not popular. Nothing that 50th Street is doing is popular, so anyway. Is it still Cherry Round and Miranda that are watching? Let me know. If anybody else is watching, say hello in whatever chat you're watching on. The Restream chat tells me that nobody's watching. So I can't trust it as far as those numbers. Anybody who's watching on Facebook, say hello in the chat. I did not include a proper link to the donation page at Streamlabs in Facebook this time. If you want to donate, just follow the link here, or I put a link in the Facebook chat. Okay, yeah, Miranda says I'm here. Okay, good. Let's get back to this exciting movie with Timmy listening in.
I have a question, Professor. Now, you've persistently referred to the fact that this robot...
TOBOR, Mr. Johnson.
He says persistently.
Better use his name or he might resent you.
Oh.
Sorry. I'll rephrase that. Why do you keep saying that TOBOR is still incomplete?
For the simple reason, Mr. Johnston, that we have not yet perfected his long-range
He hasn't lost his
communication
virginity
system.
yet. We're working on that. And guess
As
who?
you know, gentlemen, at each end of such a system, there's a power
Making
unit,
myself laugh.
a transmitter, and a receiver. Here is our receiver, TOBOR himself. When he is switched from direct to infinite control, he is capable of receiving thought impulses over any conceivable span. It is only the transmitter which Dr. Harrison and I are in process of perfecting.
From
How about
direct
giving
to
us a look at his
infinite
innards,
control.
Professor?
Why would he never be
Or
on?
are they top secret, too?
I don't
At
mind
which point
if TOBOR
would he ever
doesn't.
not be on infinite control? If you've got something that has infinite control, just leave him on infinite. He said he can receive ESP commands from unlimited distances. Well, of course it's ESP, so it's magic. But seriously, if you had infinite control on any device, why would you ever not have it set to infinite control? Privacy, maybe?
And now, gentlemen, I think I've said everything I can say of importance tonight.
What privacy concerns would there be with devices that are controlled by ESP?
TOBOR. I just thought of it.
Yes. I guess some Russian hacker could imitate your brainwaves. You'd be in trouble. Wow, that's a thought, isn't it? Oh my God. Oh my God. Dark music. See, every time Timmy comes running into the room, there's the dee 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 music. Aggravates the hell out of me.
Just a minute, Mr. Gilligan.
Just a minute, Mr. Gilligan. I'm going to hit you with my hat. Oh. Miranda says, physics. Yes. He's speechless for a change. He's dazzled by that tremendous basement he's never seen. I think I would be too. That's an amazing basement.
I'm not questioning your integrity as a journalist, Mr. Gilligan.
Yes, I am.
I'm simply requesting again that you confine your coverage to the facts contained in Professor Nordstrom's handout.
Now, look, Doc, we don't tell you how to run your job.
I realize that, Mr. Gilligan. But your papers aren't exactly famous for their conservative handling of the news.
Yikes.
Now, just a minute.
Did you call me not conservative? And keep your eyes off my new girlfriend, too. Wow. Oh, sorry. Jim
That's the
and
trouble with you
Willikers.
scientists. You won't face up to the facts of life.
You scientists. Time to light a cigarette.
Ralph, I have to put my car away. Would you give me a hand with the garage door?
Oh, yeah.
Very much.
Oh, yeah. In the garage. Uh-huh. Uh-oh. Willikers. That's an awful lot of equipment for really unnecessary.
Gee, Tobor, you're beautiful.
Glad you could make it, gentlemen. Goodbye.
Lorraine says you'll open her garage door. Oh, yeah. Timmy thinks Tobor is beautiful. Timmy's little prepubescent life is getting off on the wrong foot. They built Tobor with discount hardware store items. It was mostly aluminum ducts. Timmy, you are beautiful too. Just like Fortnite. Controls at all. Just easily negotiating these tight metal spiral stairs. I can't even do that.
Okay, they're all out.
Very good.
Tobor can negotiate these tight spiral stairs. You can't walk around the lane.
I gotta figure it out. I just gotta.
How many times has Grandpa at his tea parties, please don't touch the heart? Tobor marches right upstairs.
It's Gadge. I'll bet he's doing it.
Harrison's garage activities.
Gadge.
Mom. Gadge, I was about to get some.
That little so-and-so. Do you realize what he did? He
See?
actually worked out all those controls.
Timmy gets away with
and
everything.
got TOBOR back in his box, all within 5 minutes.
Dad, you're wonderful. But he was bad, very bad.
You go to bed, Janice. Ralph and Carl and I'll get this rubbish all squared
See,
away.
this is the 1950s.
Good night.
Good night, darling.
Grandpa would be getting his belt out right now.
Still beats me how that kid worked out those controls.
Haha, that's
I'd hate to try it with a slide rule.
I told you that boy's a genius.
Hey, wait a minute. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. How many news services did you ask to send representatives tonight, Professor?
12, as you know. Why?
Because there are 13 empty chairs, and tonight every one of them was filled.
Bum, bum, bum. Oh, see, the music did it. Bum, bum, bum. Distinctly Russian sounding music. Dun, 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 dun. License plates were easy.
A 1953 black Ford sedan. License number 9Y-33-26. That's the last number on the list, Sheriff. Professor Nordstrom's man was instructed to admit all newsmen showing a proper letter of accreditation. Unfortunately, the professor omitted to tell him just how many were expected, so that 13th letter must have been a forgery. Incidentally, Sheriff, I'd appreciate it if you'd pass those license numbers on to the FBI. No, we won't be needing your deputies to guard us. We're taking our own precautions, and Professor Nordstrom assures me that they're more than adequate. Thanks again, Sheriff.
Hey.
Goodbye.
The professor assures us.
22 university
He's the guy who
degrees,
just-
and I forget to tell Carl the number of letters.
He just botched up
No
the
wonder
list.
they tell jokes about absent-minded professors.
Well, that's spilled milk now. At least we're alerted that somebody is mighty curious about TOBOR. Let's hope that those precautions of yours are rugged enough to keep them out.
Well,
Yeah,
that
that's
at least
hope.
I can guarantee. Come on, Carl. Let's check the wiring.
Gimmicks. Always gimmicks.
Ha ha ha.
I wish someone would tell me exactly who or what we're guarding against.
Well, we built the basic emotional patterns for a constructive mission into TOBOR. Just think what would happen if someone else, some potential enemy, built destructive patterns into a few thousand like him.
What a terrifying thought.
Yeah, that had to be explained to us. And nobody in the audience would have thought of that. Who all is watching now? Say hello in the chat.
Anything new? They still haven't posted a guard.
Are you sure?
It's been 4 days now, and I haven't seen a soul. You must have got away with it. Might be a trap. Well,
4
how do we
days?
play it then? Wait for a break?
Unfortunately, my friend, we haven't much time. The highest party officials are concerned. They feel that once Nordstrom has perfected his control system, the federal government will take over. It will be considerably more difficult for us to get at it.
And so?
So we get into the house.
That's better.
Why doesn't the
See,
professor have
I rigged the telepathic pickup so that it fits behind the ear where it's close to
abstract
the sensory
sculpture
brain
hanging
centers.
from the ceiling?
Conveys every impulse to the control device here where you can increase or diminish the vibrations. The whole thing fits as
Workshop
comfortably as a hearing aid.
Excellent, Ralph. Excellent.
Now, here's the transmitter receiver. I moved the tuning band to this end.
Beautiful.
Now, that's all set. You want to start?
I think you ought to operate these tests, Ralph. This whole new system is your work.
No, you go ahead.
All right. I worked out a series of reaction tests. Here they are. Mm-hmm.
Demonstrate manual dexterity, adaptation to blind flight, reaction. What? Can you play chess?
Here we go. All right.
Miranda says hello. Miranda's still here. I suspect Miranda's the only person here. Okay, one finger touch typing. This is a problem. If you're wanting your robot space pilot to communicate with Earth, I would think that, geez, if you've taught him to read minds from infinite distances, it would be easy to get him to talk. Tobor is robot spelled backwards. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. All work and no play.
That's all I could think of for him to say.
Who the devil's that?
Wow, very creative. Who the devil is
Dad,
that?
what
Guess
are you
who?
doing down here?
I heard you working Tobor. Can I come and watch?
You seem to be here already. All right.
Seem to be here already. Yeah, just laugh about it. Adaptation to blind flight and instrument navigation reactions to space hazard. Space hazards. I like that star field. It's completely senseless. But I like the look of it.
Okay, Ralph. Black out the screen. Let's see how he adapts himself to the sonar compass.
Let's see him play skee ball. Whoa, you startled him there. Okay.
Wait, Tobor, that's using your coordinator.
So far, so good.
Shut up.
I wonder how he'd take to the white-hot meteorites.
White-hot meteorites. Reaction to space hazard. White-hot meteorites. Okay, now see, here we go. This is a proper arcade game.
This is a tough one, Gadge.
Come on, Tobor. You can win that big stuffed Snoopy. Big one.
Coming at him fast now. I hope he can take it. I don't like this. Watch him. Watch him.
Watch it.
Thing's going berserk. Cut him off.
Oh.
Are you all right, boy?
He had to turn off infinite control.
There's no fracture, just a bad bump.
Easy, Gadge.
You darn old Tobor, you better watch out.
Easy, Gadge. Tobor can't hurt us now. Wonder exactly what happened.
I think Tobor suffered what in a human being would be a nervous breakdown.
Oh, for Christ's
Those
sake.
meteors came at him so fast that he couldn't take it.
I think you're right.
I think all we have to do is
You're right.
insulate against overloading the receptors.
crap.
If we do that, maybe we've
Grandpa.
jumped the last hurdle.
Timmy.
What are you doing
Timmy's
now?
response is to say, "You darn old
Switching them on
Tobor."
again. His receptors must have cooled off by now. Let's see if he's still functioning.
You're all right
I
now.
think in reality he would have said, "Fudge." Marina said, "High score." Well, nobody else is going to get a chance to get the high score on that. He smashed the machine.
Next time you better watch where you're going.
Oh, Tobor, love Tobor.
There's another one of Tobor's synthetic instincts. Concern for the young. Race preservation.
Or to put it less academically, human love.
This is sickening.
Okay,
This
Tobor.
is sickening.
I guess you didn't know what you're doing.
A touching story of the love of a robot for a little boy.
$2.50 even, lady. Thanks.
Little lady, my ass. $2.15 would have filled up the whole tank back in the day.
Okay, just another customer.
Will you be through shortly?
Another half hour ought to do it.
Good. Soon I'll have to leave to fetch Dr. Gustav.
When do we make our move?
Not before midnight. Perhaps later. Depends on the house being dark.
Depends on the house being dark. You bloated idiot. See, all it takes is a ladder.
Great, works fine.
Well, everything is ready, Doctor.
I am a man of science, not of action.
This is your duty. All you have to do is to...
I'm a doctor,
inspect
not a
and
bricklayer.
photograph this work of Nordstrom's. Leave everything else to us. Paul, you go first.
Leave everything else to us? You bloated idiot! That's the only Peter
Hey,
Lorre
you
line
follow us.
that I know. If you're thinking that line comes from Ren and Stimpy, well, Ren and Stimpy got it from Peter Lorre, from the Maltese Falcon, as a matter of fact. A little cinematic shot.
Intruders now inside electrified fence, north boundary. Intruders now inside electrified fence, north boundary. Intruders now inside electrified fence, north boundary.
And they can hear me.
Intruders now inside electrified fence, north boundary.
Bring your air rifle. Your BB gun. Your Red Ryder. What is it? Red Ryder air rifle BB gun. You put your eye out, Dad.
Ralph, Carl! I brought my 22.
22.
Hit camera number 6.
It's an actual rifle.
That ought to show him up.
Well, it was 1950s America.
Intruders approximately 100 yards north of house. Intruders approximately 100 yards north of house. Intruders
Amazing how this television camera of yours can photograph at night without lights.
Not television, infravision.
Hit camera number 8, Carl.
Yeah, Harrison,
Intruders
you're
now
dumb.
approaching house. Intruders now approaching house. Intruders now approaching house.
We get it.
Intruders now approaching house. Intruders now approaching house.
Now, Herr Professor?
Now.
There's a guardsman with a microphone in the observation tower. He's saying, "Professor, could you please pre-record some of these?"
What is that? Who's shooting?
No one is. That's a recorded soundtrack from a movie studio, right out of the sands of Iwo Jima. Let's go.
reserve training actually came in handy.
You shouldn't have pushed me, Ralph. I would have had him.
Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Keep your eye out, kid. Darn it. They were playing a movie and scared us off.
A smart cookie, that Nordstrom. Too smart for us, maybe.
It mustn't be. I needn't remind you our employers will not tolerate any more failures on your part, nor mine.
Well, what do we do now?
We think, my friend. Or rather, I think. And this is what I think. Since we cannot get in to see Nordstrom's secrets
Well,
for
this is what I
ourselves,
think.
we must
Heel,
induce him
moose,
to
and
come out
squirrel.
and tell them to us.
A tall order, I would say.
Not necessarily. There must be a vulnerable spot. Of course. Nordstrom worships his grandson. The grandson worships...
Space Shuttle preview of First Flight to Mars. April 7th.
Mom! Hey, Mom!
Oh, that's only 2 weeks.
Hey, watch it. You better blow your horn at those intersections, Gadge.
Gee, I'm sorry, Mom, but look it.
Oh, wonderful.
Stupid joke, Mom.
What day is it?
It's Tuesday.
And who's going to be your friend?
Well, I'd like to invite you, Mom, but I doubt if you understand this sort of thing.
Oh.
No, I suppose not.
Oh.
Well, guess Graham's my only man. I'll go see him right away.
Yeah, you're dumb, Mom.
Good. Now Tobar can turn his own switch on or off when he's called.
Better he should learn to clean the house and drive the car. So I can spend all my time making toys for you to play with.
Wow, that guy's so funny.
It's all finished. A new transmitter rod built inside a pencil.
Okay, if Tobor can switch his own power on and off.
You made it beautifully, Carl.
Yeah, that would never go wrong.
But for what? That you can play schoolboy tricks.
Possibly
Very
go wrong with
important
that.
people. And you show Tobor off tonight. Gimmicks.
Humor never
Sorry to
ends with
disturb
this
you,
guy.
Professor, but I thought you'd want me to remind you about your date with Gash for the planetarium.
What's the matter with me these days?
Date with Gadge. That's disgusting, Harrison.
Gad, where are you, boy? We ought to be going.
Right with you, Graham.
Now,
All
don't
he
be
has to do
late.
is
Your
yell
very
into the air
important
ducts
persons
and
will be
kid's
here
got
at 7 o'clock sharp.
The whole thing bugged.
Oh, we'll be back an hour before that. You mark my words. Ah, here you are, partner. Come on, let's hit the trail.
Burn. Miranda says burn. What were you reacting to there, Miranda? Was it the dig against Mom? Because if so, the stream is way behind me, like minutes behind. I'm going to pause the movie here as we're going to the planetarium. And I'm going to talk about donations again. Yeah, it seems to me that the Twitch stream gets farther and farther behind the more the stream goes on, because yeah, if you're reacting to that kid insulting his mom, then that was like a full minute ago, maybe more, from on my end anyway. Okay. Yeah, the dig on his mom. Yeah, see, for me in my dimension, in my timeline, that was a long time ago. And you're probably yeah, you took it a minute and a half for you to respond to me talking about the dig on his mom. So yeah, it's like a minute and a half behind. Miranda says, no, you're way behind me. No, you're way behind me. I'm not behind you. You're behind me. Let's get that straight. Okay. All right, what was I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about donations. 50th Street Studio is a nonprofit. We're a nonprofit video and photography studio and community gathering space. Every Saturday at 7 p.m. here in Renton, Washington, we show a free movie, or we were showing free movies before the zombie apocalypse happened. For the past week, I've been holed up here in this space doing essentially nothing, just working on the internet and getting ready for these live streams. I did a 12-hour live stream on Thursday. I raised a grand total of $10. I showed 12, not 12 bad movies, 9 bad movies. Was it 9? One of which was TOBOR the Great, which we're showing again right now. But again, we are a nonprofit, so one of the things that helps us survive is donations. And I've set up 3 tiers of donation levels at which you can get these fabulous giveaways from my personal collection. These do not belong to 50th Street Studios. They are my personal items. And when you make a donation at certain levels, I will give you one of these things. Starting with, for a $20 donation, I will give you a copy of the Man on the Hands of Fate coloring book. Coloring and activity book. Written and illustrated by me in 2014, years ago. 40 pages of coloring and activity, inspired by Man on the Hands of Fate. What could be better? Also at the $20 level, you can take your pick from any of a number of cube puzzles from my personal collection. We have some stuff from Cubes for You, some stuff from Mefferts, some stuff from what's this company again? QJ, the magic cube there on the bottom from QJ. And there's more than just these 4. I have a whole table full of them. I have too many of them. Okay. Also, at the $20 level, you can choose to take Dominique, the Devil Girl bobblehead. Cute little retro Devil Girl. And the box she came in. Wacky Wobbler, it's called. Dominique. No, Demonique. I've been mispronouncing it the whole time. Demonique. Made by Funko. What year was this from? What in the world is... Well, there's another cute little drawing with her and her devil friend at the beach. But look what it says on the bottom here. The hide of the Yeti? What the hell does that mean? The hide of the Yeti. Was that some clue to some online game or something? What the hell? I'm looking for a year stamp on this. It says, "Hi kids, it's me, Demonique. Won't you join me and the gang for a hot time down here at Dead Beach? It's gonna be one hell of a party." Yeah. Demonique has quite the attitude. For $20 donation, you could take home Demonique. Great fun. Then at the $50 level, you can choose Darth Maul, the Darth Maul vinyl bust in its original wrapping here, holding his head on. The top of his head comes off. And obviously, I've never opened it in all these years. You can use it as a storage container. It's often promoted as a cookie jar. I don't know that I would put cookies. I don't know that I would put anything edible inside this vinyl. It doesn't smell great after all these years. Also, at the $50 level, you could choose the authentic Jim Beam Genie bottle from the 1960s from the TV show I Dream of Jeannie. complete with stopper. With the cork is missing. I had to cut the cork off. It had dissolved away and was sticking to the bottle. But yeah, I Dream of Jeannie bottle, $50 donation. And what else? Also at the $50 level, the lovely Battlestar Galactica home game from 1978, the board game. It is in such great condition that all of the game pieces and the playing cards are unpunched. They are on their original cardboard. That's it for the $50 level. So the next level is $100. At the $100 level, donation level, you could choose to take home the Iron Giant, the talking Iron Giant. Hogarth friend, he says. He is posable. His eyes light up when he talks, and it comes with. It also comes with the original box. For a donation at the $100 level, you get the Iron Giant Power Hero, it's called, which includes the box and all of the accessories that come with it. You can see them in the corner there. There's a picture on the back that shows you the stuff, and there's a little Hogarth that stands on his shoulder. And finally, for a donation at the $100 level, you could take home this collection of 36 Copic sketch markers. They are double-ended. They have a sharp point on one end and a paintbrush on the other. Okay. I believe that's it. I believe I've gone through everything again. We are 3/4 of the way through TOBOR the Great. Bad movie from the 1950s. And the movie's just been a lot of talk, wasting a lot of time. Here in the final act, it's finally going to start to get interesting. Let's get back to the movie. And here we go. They're showing up. Timmy and Grandpa are showing up at the planetarium where they have clearly been lured by the communists. Let's watch, shall we? It's the Griffith Observatory in Hollywood Hills. I have been there. I actually didn't go inside the Griffith Observatory. I drove up there, didn't go inside. It's funny how there's nobody there, you notice?
Funny? Where's everyone else?
Yeah, Grandpa knows.
Come on, Gramps.
Come on, Gramps. Yeah, I've been up there. I drove up there, and it was odd how familiar all of it was to me, because I've seen it so many hundreds of times on TV and in movies, even though I'd never been there before.
You think so?
It's the right day.
Yes, young man. The right day for us, if you please.
Yeah, on the drive up there, just down the hill are the Bronson Caves, where every science fiction movie and TV show ever made has been filmed.
Have happened. I know Dad's careless about time, but he wouldn't be an hour.
Anyone can go there anytime. It's a
I
public
still
park.
think he had a flat tire or he ran out of gas.
No, you don't. That's what you hope happened. Oh, Ralph, I'm worried.
All right, I'll phone the sheriff's office.
Yeah, let's make out. That'll help, I'm sure.
That's the brass. I'll phone from down the
It's
lab.
the
You meet him and just tell
brass.
him he'll be a little late. Come on, snap.
I'll be all right.
And on the drive up to the Griffith Observatory, you go through a tunnel
Good evening, General.
Good evening.
that was used as the entrance
How are
to
you?
How do you do?
How do you
Good evening.
Toontown in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And I was driving up there, and I was like, "Holy crap! There it is."
Gramps, you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. How about you?
I'm okay.
Have you quite recovered, Professor Nordstrom?
I'm fully conscious, if that's what you mean.
And therefore able to understand your position?
Completely, I assure you.
Yes, I'm
Perhaps not as
sitting down.
completely as you think. Of course, as a man of intelligence, you have realized that you are obviously here to talk. But you may not have anticipated what happens if you don't.
I'm sorry, but you'll have to raise your voice a little.
I said you may not have anticipated what happens if you don't.
You bloated idiot!
Something very unpleasant, I should say.
Making myself
Judging
laugh.
by the look of you and your friends.
Yes, very unpleasant. But to whom? That's my point.
You're asking me? Oh,
Don't you
yikes.
tell him, Gramps. Please don't you tell him.
Don't you do it.
Your mouth.
Ouch.
Don't look for trouble, Gage. You seem to have me over a barrel. I take
No,
it you
you're
want
tied
the
to a
formula
chair.
for my extrasensory transmission method. Very well. Do I tell them to you or write them down or what?
You will not have the opportunity to give us double talk, Professor. You will have to relay your discoveries to
we're the
a
experts
colleague
on double
almost as
talk.
distinguished as yourself.
How do you do, sir? I'm sorry I can't get up to greet you.
How do you do, Professor?
Oh,
Since they
please
smashed
forgive
my
me.
knees.
My doctor told me only this week that I was getting a little deaf. My pocket, if you please. Put that over my head, behind my ear, please.
Yeah.
Ah, that's much better.
And so, gentlemen,
aye, aye.
I'm afraid the question of whether TOBOR is capable of guiding a multi-stage rocket across interstellar space is
of course he
highly
is.
debatable, let alone as being able to deal with all the emergency situations of such a journey.
He's just a
I don't
pile
know,
of
Mr.
aluminum
Commissioner.
tubing.
After all, we've had automatic pilots on both conventional aircraft and guided missiles since the middle
Yeah,
of World
see?
War
Don't
II.
you damn
what do you
walking
think,
robot.
Congressman?
Well, all I can say,
Don't-
sir, is the motto of one of the greatest states in our union is show me. And that's exactly what Professor Nordstrom will have to do.
I couldn't agree with you more. Automatic pilots are one thing. Intelligent direction of $1 billion space cruiser is something else.
Yes? Yes, I see. Thank you, Sheriff. Let me know if you hear anything. A moment, please, gentlemen. It's no good trying to keep it from you any longer. About Professor Nordstrom's failure to be here. Frankly, we don't know where he is. He and his grandson left early today, presumably to visit a science show at the planetarium in Los Angeles. They were to be back at 5:30. That was the sheriff's office on the phone. They have no news of Professor Nordstrom or the boy. Neither has the Los Angeles Police Department nor the
Dumbasses run off
FBI.
again.
And there was no science show scheduled at the planetarium today.
Well, isn't there something we can do instead of just standing around?
Probably at the
Afraid not,
drugstore
except wait.
shooting craps.
Now, these principles, you must understand, had to be reduced to a working form. If I could jot down the basic equations, it would save us a lot of time.
Is that correct, Doctor?
Most certainly.
Very well. Paul, release his hands. I strongly advise you, Doctor, to confine yourself to the matter in hand. Pencil and paper.
Gramps, don't you do it. Please
Don't
don't
you
you
do
jump.
it. Don't you do it.
Lie still, Gadge. Don't try to get up.
If you please.
Settle it. As soon as I can write.
Another pencil.
I have another one right here.
It's not obvious at all.
cars all together. We'll assign 1 square to each car.
What's the matter?
We can start the game.
Listen.
We'll roll the dice to see who goes first. The damn robots got loose again. Spacecraft and coming out of the door. Bang.
Ralph, Dad must have come back.
No, I don't think so.
I assume all these guys have guns. Why don't anybody open fire? Still watching, Miranda? If anybody else is watching,
I don't
please say
understand this,
hello.
Harrison. What's operating the thing? Somehow, wherever he is, Nordstrom's controlling TOBOR.
It's the gimmick I fixed. The pencil.
Gimmicksies.
Let's follow him in the cars.
Oh, this guy just never gives up with the funny.
Something wrong, Doctor? Yes, I think so. This figure, it cannot be correct.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just a slip.
This is the 3rd slip you've made, Nordstrom.
I'm very sorry. I'm trying to remember an extremely complicated formula. I should have my notes.
Of course, I could stimulate your memory with artificial methods.
Oh, could you? You got drugs? Nobody could have jumped on this guy alone. Still amplified? Bomb. Out of my way, jarhead. We don't want to pay this extra. Book learning. Oh. Classic humor. Classic humor.
Come.
Miranda says, yeah, she's still here. Hey, no touching.
Open up his shirt.
Open up his shirt. Ew. Oh. Oh, yikes. Oh my God. The secret map is tattooed on his back. He's the chosen one. Here comes TOBOR. In the wackiest chase in the Navy. What am I saying? I have no idea. It's free associating. I see he can negotiate this Jeep off-road, but he has to smash through a door. Why did everybody stop? I mean, TOBOR's still driving. Oh, come on. Take it down that cliff, TOBOR. Let's have some real live action. couldn't have driven far. It would have been great if they ended up chasing TOBOR all across the United States. Cannonball around.
So far, it is good,
All
Professor,
the radio
but it is
TV
only a
stations all across
promise.
the nation saying,
Now
robot
we come
on the
to big
loose.
step, yes?
Yes. In
We're
a minute,
monitoring
but
this
first hadn't we better go
robot
over
in
the
a
data
Jeep.
again to make sure?
Our helicopter
Professor,
cameras.
you seem to forget that I was present when you said that you hadn't yet perfected the long-distance transmitter for TOBOR. Could it be that you have solved that problem so soon?
Oops. Oh.
You better use mine and use it quick. I won't stand for this any longer. You'll give the required information immediately.
You blew it, you idiot.
Wait!
Don't, Gramps, don't.
Oh, yikes. It's got a
All right.
blowtorch.
You win.
Well, his ESP antenna is all the way up.
Transmitting power's been cut off.
Isn't there anything you can do?
I don't know.
Can't TOBOR flip his own switch? Oh, yeah. Timmy's summoning TOBOR.
Maybe one chance. If Gadge and the professor are near this spot, they may be able to reach him on a direct telepathic impulse.
Now, wait a minute. He puts down the antenna for the ESP. But if the ESP is infinite, they don't have to be nearby. They made that clear, right? See, this movie makes no sense.
Why now?
Didn't he distinctly say he had programmed TOBOR to flip his own switch? See, plot holes everywhere. No, I can't be expected to run. He's a young whippersnapper.
Now he is cooperating.
What's that?
Así estás. Hey, honey, I'm home. Hiya. TOBOR food. Now he opens the door.
You all right?
Yes.
Where's Gadge?
Over there. Everybody does it in movies when the guns don't work or they throw the
You were saying, Mr. Commissioner, just as that phone rang, that you doubted that TOBOR was capable of reacting to emergency situations?
I'm afraid I was, but I withdraw my observation.
Timmy, I love you.
Gee, TOBOR, you're wonderful.
Alice, you're the greatest. See, ultimately, this is a love story. No, he's not in there. That's a Cthulhu. Where are they? They're not on the fire. In a bunker.
Goodbye, Tobor. And good luck.
We haven't had TOBOR lost in space forever. Okay. Enough of that nonsense. Let's wind things up. Thank you for watching. We started like 7:15. We started the movie at like 7:15, 7:20. It's not even 9 o'clock. We still got 10 minutes till 9 o'clock. It's 8:49. Thank you for watching, Miranda. I think you were the only one with us through most of the movie. Thank you, Cherry Round, for being here for the first half of the movie or so. For anybody who watches later, and honestly, I don't think anybody's going to watch this. I'll certainly post the links, but go back to the beginning of the film, and I stopped a couple times throughout the film to talk about the fabulous prizes you can get for donations, for donating to 50th Street Studio, which is a nonprofit. Now my snazzy new lapel mic is getting in the way. But I'm glad this microphone worked out. I'm glad it's better than it was before. I'm glad I'm working the kinks out of this whole process. Someday we'll have a proper streaming encoder, and we can attach better cameras to this machine when we do live streams, instead of relying on these cheap webcams. I mean, they work, but it would be nice to have better cameras, get better picture, better color, because we certainly have enough bandwidth for that. But that's it for this week's movie. Thank you for coming, and we will see you next week. I have no idea what's going to happen this week. The past week was a total surprise, caught everybody off guard. Hopefully things will get better this coming week, but as each day goes by, the government and the doctors just keep saying things are getting worse and worse. So who knows? I may try to invite people to next week's movie, but we'll see. Maybe if maybe as things go on, and as more and more test kits are distributed and all of us get tested, those of us who test positive without getting sick, in other words, those of us who are carriers, can actually get together and do stuff like this. But we'll see. That's the only scenario I can see. But we'll find out. All right. So long. See you next week. I'll probably do another live stream on Tuesday. I'll do some unboxings, and I'll be on YouTube then. So good night from 50th Street Studio and TOBOR and Iron Giant. Yeah. Good night.